guys. This is Julie. I'm with the Calhoun County Young Democrats, and tonight we have Rosilyn Houston running for state treasurer. Rosilyn, how are you doing tonight?
I am doing well, and thank you so much for having me.
No, thank you for coming. So nice to have you come to our little Democrat Center down here in Calhoun County. So we'll just kind of dive right into it, if that's okay with you. Yeah?
Sounds wonderful.
All right. So in your own words, can you explain why the role of state treasurer is so important, and what aspects of the position do you have the greatest impact on the people of Alabama?
Well, I believe that this role is critical to our state. And the way I look at this role is really the chief financial officer of our budget. So the state's economy, as it ebbs and flows through it from year to year, is dependent on strong stewardship.
Yes.
And this role is a stewardship role.
Yes.
It's also a leadership role. It's a nonpartisan role in that it does not create the budget.
Really?
It's not a legislative role.
Yeah.
That's meant for our governor,
Okay.
right, and our House.
Yeah.
However, it's important that this role understands how our money is being used,
Yes.
how it's safeguarded,
Yes.
how it's invested prudently, and how it is making sure that the citizens of Alabama are getting benefit for their financial security and their financial future.
Yes.
In that, if you think about the retirement savings plans for our teachers, our state employees, this is held at the state level.
Yeah.
And last I heard and the last I've seen, folks are working hard out here.
Yes.
Things are tough. And so this is not an environment to be anything but wise and prudent
Yes.
as it relates to investing our state's dollars,
Yes.
protecting our state's dollars, and ensuring that our state dollars are there when we all need them.
Yes, that is so important to make sure that it is safeguarded, that the people are protected, and that the money is being spent wisely and invested wisely and in the best interest of the whole state. It is so important. Going into the next question, how would you work with officials from both parties to achieve sound financial advice?
I think that's an important question because
Yeah.
oftentimes people like to make this particular role a partisan role.
Yes.
And this role, as I mentioned earlier, is really about good stewardship, sound
Yeah.
judgment. And so not getting caught up on political rhetoric or making this job politicized
Right.
in any way.
Yeah.
It literally is the chief financial officer, or since I came from the banking industry, the chief banking officer. So my job is ensuring that I understand the budget, I understand the financial needs of our state,
Yeah.
and to ensure that I remain focused on safeguarding our assets.
Right.
Remain focused on taxpayer dollars. Every household, every
Yes.
community, every individual, every dollar is accounted for.
Yes.
And I think the best way to work with both sides is to ensure that there's transparency. Take the
Yes.
mystery out of how
Yes.
we use our dollars.
Because
right?
you could probably ask the average Alabamian about the state treasurer, and we have no clue. Nobody has any clue what's going on, and there is just so much secrecy, and it's really hard to find out any information. So yeah, transparency is so important.
I think
Yeah.
so. And in this age of digitization, there's an opportunity to modernize the way that we
Yeah.
do business at the state level to ensure that in terms of transparency, like what does that mean?
Yeah.
People can actually watch the money. Right?
That
So
is-
track the money.
So interesting.
Measure our
Yes.
performance, report out on it in a public way, create dashboards
Yes.
where the average citizen can go to alabama.gov, check in the treasurer's office, and look at some dashboards to see how are we coming along.
Yes.
So those are some of the things I think will be helpful, not only working with both sides to ensure that there's transparency and everyone knows exactly how our money's being spent
Yes.
and protected and invested, right, and reported, but also the citizens of Alabama are engaged at a level that they need to be because
Yes.
this is their money.
Yes, and that to be able to just look at it and it be nonpartisan and just be like, here is the honest truth. There's no left, there's no right. It is what it is. And just having that knowledge of where to go and find that information and having that information available, that is a wonderful idea. So we'll go into our last question. So what is one question you wish voters would ask you about your candidacy, and what would you answer?
Wow. So I think one question that I wish they would ask me is beyond my resume. I spent, a lot of time in the banking industry,
but the resume.
Beyond my resume, like, why am I the right person? And I think it's because of just that, because I spent a lot of time in the banking industry, over 30 years, managing in 2 Fortune 500 companies, starting as a teller, working my way up into the C-suite, working for the CEO, where I was entrusted with billions of dollars and the household securities for customers in 7 states across this nation. In addition to that, I was held accountable to our stakeholders. So I'm talking about customers, employees, shareholders, and regulators.
What you're doing.
As it relates to risk mitigation, risk management, transparency, fairness and reporting and accuracy of reporting, and effective communication, that's critical for me. And so I think that you get this from me because I was raised in an environment with money, not studying finances, but working in it every single day and at the highest level. So the question I would want them to ask is a little bit more beyond your resume, and then this would be my answer. It's very unique to have an individual that would leave a corporate environment, managing $12 billion in assets, and then dedicate their lives to public service. And for me, I have the heart of leadership because I care about people at the individual level. Even when I worked in banking, I never talked about the customer. I like to name our customers because there's a person, there's a human at the end of this, and it helps you to work diligently, disciplined, focused, with doing the right thing by everyone every single day. And so that's my type of leadership, and that's my commitment and my mission towards this job, to ensure every single Alabamian knows that they can count on me and they can trust me for safeguarding what they value the most.
That is wonderful to hear, and I appreciate that so much. When you think about this office of treasurer, I think a lot of people are kind of out of their depth. And so to have you sit here and know, just have your experience and your resume is honestly really comforting, to have somebody who really knows their stuff and knows what they're going to do when they get in. So, well, Rosilyn, it has been a pleasure talking with you. Thank you so much. Guys, if you're interested in any of our other videos, check out our channel. If you'd like to learn more about the Calhoun County Young Democrats, click on the link below. And as always, remember, you are not alone, and vote Rosilyn Houston.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.